our founder claims. This right here is an embodied form of the violet ray spectrum.
Tap in and tune in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grand Rising with ChristoLight, your sacred space for discovering the Ascended Masters in crystal healing. Ashe.
Are you fascinated by secret orders and mystical fires? The Blue Flame and Emerald Order hold more secrets than you think, so let's dive in. Across fantasy literature and pop culture, the Blue Flame burns with more than just heat. It's a symbol of rare power, spiritual awakening, and hidden knowledge. From ancient alchemy to modern wizard sagas, a blue flame shows up whenever truth or transformation is near.
Time matrix. So that probably answers it for a lot of us that have been maybe curious about what the 144 really means in its originality. And is known in the Egyptian and Syrian histories as the Code of the Blue Nile. Many galactic wars throughout human and non-human extraterrestrial history have, so I'm sure some of us may naturally feel a connection to these devotions through the Emerald Covenant. And I'm sure some of us naturally in our DNA and through our life have felt integrity or ethics involving these kind of ways of life. Compiled on a master copy of 12 holographic discs and were known as the original Emerald Founder Records. It was the purpose of Yeshua through access to his higher embodiment as a universal blue flame Melchizedek. And we're learning a little bit about who Yeshua truly is right now. Enthusiasm, bravery, passion, and unwavering confidence when they call upon El Moria and the first blue ray. So then we're also going to talk about the throat chakra, the blue kyanite, sweet Archangel Michael. Grand day, grand rising. Welcome in to another edition of Grand Rising with ChristoLight. How are we today on this fine grand rising? And if it's not a rising for you, how are you on this grand day? Just take a moment. Bring ourselves into the container. and just allow ourselves to connect and be present today in this wonderful sacred space. In this series, Grand Rising with ChristoLight, for those of you that are new to the series, we are deep diving and exploring our multi-dimensional 15-dimensional universal time matrix. And along with that, we are also exploring the different Ascended Master energies that make up the universe, as well as the different densities and dimensions within the time matrix of the Ascended Master sound octaves being represented and manifested into reality. So with that, we're also diving into crystals and crystals that can connect us with these Ascended Master rays of light. And so far, we have covered the time matrix. We have also went over the threefold founder flame, which is our 3 founding flames of light that make up our sound and wavelength system, that then turns into light and then into materialized form. That threefold founder flame being the blue flame, the pink flame, and the yellow flame. Yesterday, we went over the blue flame in the Emerald Order. So today on this episode, we are going to be going over the pink flame in Amethyst Order.
Imagine a place where ancient wisdom meets the spark of your wildest dreams. Step into the pink flame and amethyst order of creation. Beneath the surface of everyday life, a hidden current flows, an energy both gentle and powerful. The pink flame, a beacon of love and transformation, ignites the heart with compassion and creativity. The amethyst order brings clarity and ancient guidance, like a wise guardian lighting your path. Together, they form the order of creation, a blueprint for turning dreams into reality. Imagine manifesting your intentions with the warmth of the pink flame and the insight of the amethyst order, weaving your story with divine precision. This isn't just a legend. It's a living journey for anyone seeking healing, spiritual growth, and conscious creation. Ready to tap into your own sacred power? Discover your path. Awaken your heart fire. Join the pink flame and amethyst order and create your world with wonder.
All right. So yep, we're going to be diving into the pink flame and the amethyst order. And before we do that, let's go ahead and do our daily self-care, self-scan check-in. And with this, I am going to guide us through the breath. And we're just going to breathe through the mind. We're going to breathe through the emotional body. And we're going to breathe into the physical body. This is a great meditative practice that you could do daily on your own, just to help you tune in and feel where your emotional health is, your mental health, and physical health. So with that, feel free to go ahead and get comfortable. You can sit, lay down. If you're standing or active on your feet, that is okay as well. And we're going to go ahead and dive into our self-scan, self-check-in for the day. So as you get comfortable, relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw, making sure we're not clenching the teeth. Relax your fingers and your toes. And then bring focus to the breath Breathing in through the nose. Drawing the breath all the way down. And exhaling out of the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Staying. As we continue to breathe, breathing in the divine breath of life. We now begin to draw focus to the mind, at the mental body, observing and breathing. And as we observe the mind, are there any racing, looping thoughts? Are there any negative, self-defeating thoughts? Are there any attachments mentally to people, places, and things that no longer serve in this moment? If so, stay with the breath and allow the breath to alleviate and dissolve these energies. Continuing to stay with the breath as we focus on the mind, releasing and bringing healing to our mental health. Now, as we continue to breathe, feeling our mind becoming lighter, feeling our mental energy becoming more clear. We now make our way to focusing down into our body, at our emotional body field. Breathing into our emotional body. And as we observe our emotions, do we feel stagnant? Do we feel like we are clogged or cramped in our energy or emotions? Have we been suppressing or rejecting our expressions? If so, may we create space and alleviate these stored emotions from our emotional body, breathing and letting go of our stored emotions. And as we breathe, we're beginning to regulate, we're beginning to center any overwhelming and unconscious emotional energy that has been consuming and taking over our conscious intelligence. Embracing love, embracing the Creator. We now bring our observations and focus to our physical body, beginning to scan and observe all the way from our pores, our skin, our cells, into our tissue, muscles, ligaments, blood, and bones. Breathing new life into these areas of our physical body and into any ailments that are present. Breathing and letting go of any tension in the forehead, as well as any other areas of the body. And as we breathe, we wake up our organs and our glands, and we cleanse our blood flow as we begin to wrap up and feel the balance and harmony coming into place for our mind, body, emotions. Taking some final breaths as we return to center and begin to make our way to being conscious in our physical world. Excuse me. So with that, feel free to move your body, open your eyes, and just gently make your way into your physical world as we are going to get ready to dive deep into the pink flame in the Amethyst order. Hydration check for everybody. Make sure you guys are drinking clean water, hydrating yourself, and continuing to help yourself during your health and processing. May this information and energy find you in a beautiful and loving space today. And I want to thank you guys all for being a part of this journey, receiving this information, as well as being a part of making this journey what it is. So thank you guys. If you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate all support to help spread this information and knowledge for our own empowerment. All right. With that being said, it's now time to dive into the pink flame, the amethyst order, and the violet flame. I'm sure you guys have heard about the violet flame. And this shirt is one of my favorite shirts. Kingdom Builders, Chosen. It's got the golden white lion on the purple. You know, those divine Lyran royalty energies and colors. And shout out to all my Lyran star seeds out there. I am definitely a Lyran Christo elder when it comes to this universe. And it's been a very humbling journey to come into that remembrance and embodiment. And boy, many layers have had to be shed compared to who I used to think I was. Man. But that's another day. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. And as usual, I have multiple references for you guys for us to surf through and continue to dive into. And one of them is, per usual, the Ascension Glossary. So here we are, ascensionglossary.com, and we have the Amethyst order. All right, so the Amethyst order, the third emanation of the primal sound field, which represents the third individualization of the God source, is the Amethyst order, a part of the cosmic trinity, the threefold founder flame. The third light manifestation of the Amethyst order are violet ray orders, comprised of Seditian, avian Pegasus people, and aquatic Raha Rama seated in the fourth harmonic universe on Lyra Avion through Universal Stargate 11. Sound tones. Amethyst order will be sensitive to the pale pinks, violets, and magentas, pale Palestine colors, and dark sapphires that come through the inner healing of sound or musical scape. The sound and musical scape is multiplied in Sha-La tones. The guardian host and their families are synonymous with the Christos, elders of Crystal Star, the Lyran Syrian founders. Oh, or speaking about me. The Lyran Syrian founders, Holy Emerald Order, Gold Order Ra Confederacy, the Amethyst Order of the ancient master builders and architects that are stemming from the Master Christos collective that protect the law of one, which is the ascending path to God's sovereign free. For any being to be able to ascend, evolve their consciousness, and exist as God, sovereign and free. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Lyra. I'm surprised we haven't talked about Lyra that much so far, but here it is right here. The royal houses of Lyra. So the trinity of the Emerald Order, the Gold Order, and the Amethyst Order incarnations seated in the fourth harmonic universe in the Lyran matrix are known as the royal houses. 11-dimensional fallen angelic rehabilitation. So because of the human tribal shield affiliation and genetic relationship to the 11th Stargate and the infiltration of the checkerboard mutation, many of the Amethyst Order have been appointed to directly rehabilitate and transit the Anunnaki hybrid fallen angelic race lines and to override their timelines that are related to negative alien agendas. The fallen 11-dimensional lines from Avalon become the fallen Seraphim and fallen Anunnaki Elohim hybrid lines, as well as the hybridization made with fallen draconian minds. So this is talking about basically the negative polarity beings that we see right now on our planet Earth that are causing resistance, that are poisoning us, that are mind controlling us, that are putting us in our continuous own karmic traps and karmic loops, as well as controlling, sexually using humans, as well as utilizing our loosh and energy and blood. And that's just to be real. These things take place on this planet, have been for a long time, and it's even being brought to the light for us now in many different ways to see this. And it trickles down into the system that we see today, where there's so much sex trafficking, there's so much degrading of women, there is so much poisoning of our children. This is from these fallen angelic draconian minds that have came here to the earth. And you know, you hear the story about draconians as well as other Anunnaki negative beings, and there's truth to this stuff. There's a reason why we are in a world where we're so poisoned, where we're so divided, where we're always at war, and all these different things. So continuing on, the Amethyst Order, founder Rainbow Ray. These first Amethyst Order Azurite forms are known as the Braha Rama, and they were created to repair the damaged time matrix with sound codes and serve on the interdimensional free world councils. So just to recap with you guys on what the interdimensional free world councils are. So these interdimensional councils are the councils that came together out of the will of God to help make sure that souls that fall into the phantom matrix, which you can go back to the first episode, we talk a little bit about the phantom matrix, but basically the phantom matrix is the matrix that is the shadow world or the underworld to the balanced and enlightened world. So if we go back to the first episode, I show you guys on the maps, there's a left time matrix, and that's the phantom matrix. There's a middle time matrix, which is our balanced dualistic matrix that we're in. And then there's an anti-particle matrix on the right of it. The anti-particle matrix is that pure light etheric field matrix that has no shadow to it. Then there we are in the middle as the particle matrix that has both light and dark. So that the councils were made so when we fall into those shadow versions of ourselves and go into the phantom matrix of the world, we can then be receiving guidance, and these beings of the free world council will help channel and give us light so we can continue to make our way through our ascension process. So in order for us to go through all of this and have a shadow world, free will, karma, and things like that, these free world councils basically help us on a karmic board, basically, so that we can not get caught up and almost stuck like in our own karmic energy. It's definitely a great gift, because when we're in a third dimensional consciousness incarnated, you know, you're not perceiving things from higher standpoints. And that's part of coming here is, you know, not everybody comes here, because when you come here, you're number one, you're in free will, which means that you can develop karmic energies for your consciousness and your individual soul. But on top of that, it also takes quite a bit on the soul to get through one of these lives here on the earth. which is why we have so much support in these different dimensions. So continuing, the Braha Rama Orifim were created throughout several planetary bodies, which seeded aquatic life forms, in which Orifim Sedishuns would serve as guardians in the ocean to receive Emerald Order Founder Rainbow Ray current transmissions. The Emerald Founder Records. So we talked a little bit about that yesterday in the episode, but I will go through that again with you right here. So the Cosmic Founders promise to us was made with the Emerald Covenant, that all souls in this fallen universe would eventually be found and returned back to their original spiritual home. That was the original divine plan of spiritual ascension. The evolutionary journey through the astrological ages and timelines, which would facilitate our way back home to remember our divine purpose and be reunited with God. When you say God, you can say source, creator, whatever you feel. All right, so continuing, we have Amethyst Dragon Kings. This sounds very interesting. So the Amethyst Dragon Kings. Recently, the Amethyst Dragon Kings hosted a pale, magenta, violet, vertical pillar as support for the Cosmic Holy Father principle within the multidimensional layers of the Albion light body. Amethyst Order hosted kingship arcs were anchored, which brought the next stage of corrected solar masculine Christ and solar feminine Christ principles through New Grange, Ireland, which is a Mother Arc Stargate. Whoa. I'm gonna read that again because that's a pretty interesting, that was a pretty interesting little nugget we just got there. I'm gonna read that again for us. And this is about Ireland, in case if you're curious. So it says, Amethyst Order hosted kingship arcs. They were anchored, which brought the next stage of corrected solar masculine Christ and solar feminine Christ principles through New Grange, Ireland, which is a Mother Arc Stargate. Wow, interesting. So New Grange, Ireland is a Mother Arc Stargate to the solar Christ bodies through the Amethyst Dragon Kings. Wow. That's really cool. Always learning something new every day. The 15 by 15 by 15 rod code pattern is the organic Christos alignment of the solar masculine Christos rod architecture from the Ra God world creation of the Amethyst Order Violet Flame Yanas. All right, last paragraph. Amethyst Order Braha Rama Mer lineages. Oh, now we're going to talk about mermaid beings, and things like that. It's going to be cool. So the Amethyst Order, Solar Rishik, Braha Rama, aquatic races are parents to the Violet Flame Azurite Ascended Masters, and thus have been instrumental in ongoing negotiations and meetings with assorted fallen species, as well as instigating various genetic healing strategies while carrying out the Emerald Covenant. They have been especially busy with the recent captures and defectors. Recent events in Lyra have further highlighted the role of the Cosmic Holy Father's Pink Diamond Sun Merlion lineages, which seem to be forefathers of the Merlin Azurites. Oh boy, Merlin. The Merlin Azurites. Metatron Sun and Pegasol races in Pegasus constellation. This has revealed more of the cosmic Elohi, Father Principle forms, such as those represented as the Greek gods of the sea, like Poseidon, Neptune, and Mer people. These extend into Mer horses, Mer deer, winged Pegasus, as well as different forms of aquatic floral and fauna who would consider to be sea creatures, seashells, and sea urchins. Thus, current events of the Christo's mission have brought to our attention the role of the Pink Diamond Elohi Merlion races that have come into our time matrix to reunite and gather the Elohi Mer lineages through the 11 and 12D layers of the Pegasus constellations, Alpha Star, Markab. Wow, that's so fascinating. We just learned about the beings and entities of Poseidon and Neptune and the different Mer people and winged Pegasus and how they're connected to this Amethyst order of the Braha Rama Mer lineages. How fascinating and cool is that? Interesting. Poseidon. Now when you think about, the blue flame, the Emerald Order, I feel like that would have to connect with Zeus then, of the Greek pantheon, because he represents that father principle in the sky. How fascinating. So we'll go ahead and continue into another aspect here. And there's quite a bit that we could really jump into on this. But let's see here. Let's see what comes up. Ooh. So let's go ahead and click on Amethyst Order, Violet Flame, Yanas. Let's see what this is all about. Okay. So it says Ra, God, World Creation. So Ra, God, World Creation, the triad of the 16, 17, and 18 sound fields, have been anchored onto the planet through Stargate hubs and organic chakra flowering systems, which are portal passages from the God worlds and are the means through which God forces are manifesting the God world trinity in this density. This has highlighted the immense pleasure of being reunited with the Ra God world creation of the Amethyst Order and Violet Flame Yanas and Ram Yanas. The Amethyst Order, Ra Christos Collective, are also referred to as Amethyst Dragon Kings, who are contacting the Amethyst Order lineages through our universal time matrix to begin transmission of the Violet Flame, God Seed Crystal, and support the Holy Father principle healing in the crystal heart matrix of the planetary system. This dispensation of the Code of the Violet Sun is sourcing from the Cosmic Holy Father and the Cosmic Holy Mother, unified creations in the God worlds, which allows for a genetic lineages in our time matrix to have the opportunity to rehabilitate into many possible pathways to ascension. So that's the key here of what the pink ray and the violet amethyst order brings into our universal time matrix. If you go all the way back to the very first episode, well, actually the second episode, where we talk about the threefold founder flame, I mentioned that the pink flame The pink flame represents the divine feminine aspect, the divine mother. And what it represents is compassion, unconditional love, mercy, grace, and the ability to regenerate and heal and nurture through our lessons and through our experiences of free will. So that is what the pink flame, as a just overall umbrella, brings into this universal time matrix for us. Where the blue flame, which we went over yesterday, it is God's will. It's the force, the masculine energy, the impulse that drives us forward, that gives us creative force, that continues to allow the foundation for eternity to be. So, as we continue, the dispensation of the code of the violet sun is sourcing from the cosmic Holy Father and cosmic Holy Mother, unified creations in the God worlds. Key there. The Holy Father and Holy Mother, unified creations in the God's world, which allows for a genetic lineages in our time to have the opportunity to rehabilitate into the many possible ways to ascension. The solar light coding generates another level of support for the hosting portal passages and trans-time continuum, which open corridors through which we can navigate our return back into our true spiritual source family and spiritual home. With the reunification made with the Amethyst Order, God World Creation, recently the 15D Amethyst Order template for the Violet Flame holders has been rehabilitated with Violet Sun or Amethyst Sun Code transmissions, in which the Violet Flame holders are embodying newly corrected masculine principle coding. This had significant impact on the entire violet ray energy current system and has made architectural corrections to some of the fallen timelines in which recollection of the Mahi Grail King identities that were lost during the Atlantean Colaticism was finally made possible. So it's talking a little bit about the Atlantis fall. This event brings forth the importance of focusing upon the alignment of the masculine principles higher heart center. So we're going to talk a little bit about the higher heart chakra in a moment, and the violet flame Mahi crown light body connection made directly with the Holy Father. So they mentioned the higher heart chakra and the crown chakra, and those are the two chakras I thought about today when it came to this order. So we'll be touching on those in a moment. So let's see. This event brings forth the importance of focusing upon the alignment. Okay, I already talked about that. So this connection, the violet flame in the higher heart of the crown chakra in the higher heart, this allows the heart and brain connection and the emotional body layers to connect directly with the soul monadic system, and then activate the permanent seed atom to express the new feedback loop of source field connection. This is to restore the higher heart-based consciousness of the benevolent Mahi Grail Kings to awaken into their Christo's mission and help to synthesize the original 12 tribe genetics into sacred marriage with God, Source, or Creator, unifying the universal tribal shield under their directed leadership, the dispensation of the Holy Father's grace upon those he blesses to defend all of life on the earth in his name, includes the emanation of the Christo Sophia scepter of God power and the cosmic amethyst order Mahi crown, which bears the spiritual home signature of the amethyst order world creation. There are many other changes that are occurring in the fifth dimensional layers for the amethyst order violet flame yanas appear to have taken control over the 5D councils in order to enforce the Holy Father's divine plan by taking the accounting for the harmful activities of rogue, negative alien agenda entity factions. For many, this means the lifting of the veil of dark ignorance, an accurate life review, the ability for God forces to reveal the truth of conscious perception and experience in the contents of which has been co-created in any entity's unique energy signature. All fallen entities that choose to rehabilitate will come face to face with their true God creator and experience the results and consequences that their decisions and co-creations have made upon others by perceiving them as the truthful accounts that were recorded in the memories held within their own consciousness body. When we are in the presence of our true cosmic God parent, deceptions, lies, and manipulations cannot coexist in the field expressions of perfect love, peace, and truth. All that remains in the absolute truth of one's real identity, as well as intentions, beliefs, motivations, and divine purpose. What did we learn while traveling in the fallen matrix of the Milky Way system? Wow. So again, ascensionglossary.com is where you guys can find all of this information I just read to you throughout this episode. And it will be down below in the description for you guys after this episode. But wow. Phew. I love this knowledge because it really opens up so many doors to our perception of many different dots that we may not have had connected, but are now being connected for us to understand our connection in this universe. So that's the Amethyst Order and Pink Flame and what they work with. So there is one more thing I would like to go over with you guys real quick out of here. And that is talking about the pink energy, the pink order. So the Cosmic Father's pink diamond Elohi. These gorgeous pastel rays of pink, lilac, and periwinkles are the organic consciousness of the newly formed Metatron Sun, as gifted from out of the Cosmic Father, pink diamond Elohi, which includes the substance for spiritually healing the masculine principles of the Mer lineages. Cosmic Father merges his cosmic pink diamond Elohi's sun with the Cosmic Mother's white diamond Elohi's sun. And this further announced the sacred marriage between Metatron, finally united with his beloved solar dragon queen, Merit Taten, speaker of the TA Dragon Tones. Beloved Metatron and his counterpart, Mary Taten, awakened to embody the sequences of the Christos Sophia solar dragon aspects into direct unification with their cosmic holy parents of the Emerald and Amethyst Order, and return their organic Christo Sophia consciousness to the earth. See White Queen and Red King. And that's where we'll leave off for now. And I start to talk about Pegasus races and some other stuff as well. Really cool stuff though. Check it out anytime. ascensionglossary.com. So let's take a moment and just digest ourselves to be process for a moment, as I'm sure that's quite a bit of information to obtain. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comment section. And for some of us, I'm sure we have consciously activated or worked with the violet flame. And if you have, feel free to drop it in the comments. What has your experiences been like with the violet flame? Another reminder as well to hydrate, to take care of yourself, and make sure you're staying hydrated and healthy these days. It definitely helps when we have a lot of changes and chaos swirling. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about some ascended masters, archangels, and other key figures that we can connect with in our everyday life that help with connecting us to the pink flame and the violet flame. So if you just give me one moment, I'm just gonna get a nice little folder together for us. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop these in here. And also too, boom, boom, boom. Coming up today at 1 p.m. Eastern, I will be live again for Ascending Beyond Limitations, the Raw Material Law of One with Sandy Marshall. So you guys can tune in here on the Sacred Light Broadcast Network or on Facebook, ChristoLight Robbins. And I'll be live at 1 p.m. today, Eastern Time. All right. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some ascended masters and archangels that we can connect with when it comes to the pink ray, the amethyst order, and violet flame. So first up, we have Ascended Master of the Third Ray, which is the pink ray, Paul the Venetian. Now, I'm not sure if it's Venetian or Venetian, but either way, Paul the Venetian or Paul the Venetian, coming from the planet Venus. And Paul, a little bit of background for you guys. Paul the Venetian, he is the Kohan of the third pink ray, and this involves a connection between artistic beauty and spiritual enlightenment. It is believed that artisans, designers, beautifications, poets, writers, actors, and anyone involved in creative pursuits can be aided by Paul the Venetian and the pink ray. Very interesting. So he helps with connecting into your inner beauty, your divine expression, creativity, and expressing your love and beauty and enlightenment through art. Pretty awesome. Let's see what else you got to say for him. He helps with creativity. He can also help with releasing anger from the chakras and the bodies. Then his aura is a deep magenta and pink with bronze edges. So that's our first one. We got Paul the Venetian. Next, we have Archangel Zadkiel. So Archangel Zadkiel works with the violet flame. So he is the Archangel of the violet flame. So he aligns with the energy of mercy, transformation, forgiveness, and is also associated to spiritual healing and transmutation. Archangel Zadkiel can typically be depicted as wearing a purple robe, holding a violet flame, and he helps you with releasing those negative energies and emotions that can keep you from your spiritual higher potential. Zadkiel also means righteousness of God. Up next, we have, good old Saint Germain. Ascended Master Saint Germain of the Violet Flame. So he's not of the third ray, he is of the seventh ray, which is the violet ray. So Zadkiel is of the seventh ray as well. He's the Archangel of the seventh ray. Saint Germain is the Ascended Master. And Lady Nada is his counterpart. So the seventh violet ray involves matters of freedom, mercy, and transition. Kohan Saint Germain, who is the hierarch of the Aquarian age, is believed to be the great bringer of freedom for all who find themselves in binding or restrictive predicaments. He accomplishes this by spreading mercy, forgiveness, and understanding. And he is determined to see the age of Aquarius become a great golden age for humanity. So yes, he is the Ascended Master of this golden Aquarian age that we are transitioning into currently. And that is why right now we have a lot of violet ray energy on the planet that is exposing shadows, bringing up past traumas, and clearing out old timelines. That's what the violet ray does. Next, we have Archangel Chamuel, and that is Chamuel, Archangel Chamuel. So Archangel Chamuel works with the pink ray, and she works with peace through the heart, softness, forgiveness, as well as romance, relationships, and family. So if you're struggling with any relationship energy, romance, self-love, this is where Chamuel comes in. Next, we have Mary Magdalene. Good old Mary Magdalene. So Mary Magdalene is also the pink ray, but she carries a little bit more darker pink energy as well. The reason being is because she helps us encourage using our voice, standing in our authentic power, being unwavering about what we know as our truth to the connection with God, and our freedom and free will of sovereignty. So if you need any of those energies in your life, you need to stand up, build courage, and continue to voice yourself and speak the truth for yourself and others. Mary Magdalene is a great guide for that. And then next we have Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is kind of similar to Mary Magdalene, but also a little bit softer, actually. So she is more even softer than Mary Magdalene, where Kuan Yin is about self-care, nourishment, nurturing, allowing things to be detached, focusing on your own self-love and inner beauty, and continuing to express that unapologetically, but not aggressively, but just very passionate and very softly. Along with that, Kuan Yin, just like Mary Magdalene, they're both associated with beautiful, beautiful flowers. The lotus flower for Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene with the rose, and then they're both connected to the dragon lineage. And Kuan Yin's also part of the karmic council. She's part of that interdimensional karmic council that helps bring forgiveness and grace to our being. All right, so those are a few guides of the pink ray and the violet amethyst order that we can connect with in our everyday life. And of course, look in depth at each one to learn even more about their traits. Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene, Archangel Chamuel, Saint Germain, Archangel Zadkiel, Paul the Venetian. Oof. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab some crystals for us. And we're going to go over crystals that connect us with the pink ray and the violet amethyst order. And then we're going to go into our closing practice where we combined our archetype connection with our crystal and my guidance through meditation. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a couple previews for you guys of retreats that are coming up. Including send the masters, a Lionsgate Sub retreat, and a Raman retreat.
Step into a sacred space of nature, wisdom, and community at the Ascended Masters Nature Retreat, August 15th to 17th. That's the power of connecting with Ascended Masters in a supportive community. If you're seeking that kind of profound spiritual experience, join us for the Ascended Masters Nature Retreat this August 15th through 17th in the beautiful Zaleski State Forest near Hocking Hills, Ohio. This 3-day camping retreat, hosted by Marcus, ChristoLight of Sacred Light, offers a unique opportunity to connect with the energies of Ascended Masters, including Saint Germain, Kuan Yin, Yeshua, El Morya, and more. Participate in flow shops focused on mind-body-emotion alignment, crystal healing, and working with different rays or flames of light. Enjoy the nature center, beach and lake activities, and hiking trails during your free time. All plant-based meals are provided. Tickets: 1 day for $55, 2 days for $99, or all 3 days for $122. Register now with the link in the description or visit Sacred Light Retreats. Spaces are limited. Questions? Text Marcus ChristoLight at 513-238-5580.
Get your tickets now for a rare, one-of-a-kind, multi-dimensional Lionsgate 8/8 retreat coming up in Sedona, Arizona at Camp Avalon, hosted by ChristoLight of Sacred Light from 8/6 to 8/9. Experience the powerful Lionsgate 8/8 portal, amplified by Sedona's legendary vortex energy. This retreat is your chance to align mind, body, and spirit during a time of deep awakening and transformation. Join ChristoLight for chakra balancing, Sarah for herbalism, Yuga for qigong, Aliyah for ecstatic dance, and Cher for orgonite technology, plus more healing flow shops with expert guides. Enjoy hiking Sedona's stunning landscapes, nourishing plant-based meals, and camping under the stars with a conscious community. Step into a safe, sacred space to connect, heal, and discover your multidimensional self. Embrace self-empowerment, vulnerability, and community as you shed old layers and awaken to your highest potential. Tickets: $188 for 1 day, $333 for 2 days, or $444 for all 3 days. Payment plans available. Register now with the link in the description or text Marcus at 513-238-5580 to reserve your spot.
All right. So, yep, got some pretty exciting and really beautiful, one-of-a-kind opportunities coming up in the next couple of months with the Ascended Masters Nature Retreat for the first time ever in Ohio. And then we also have a Sedona Lionsgate Retreat for 8/8 in August as well. If you guys have questions, reach out to me. If you want to register, you can just go to the link that I'm about to put up on the screen for you guys. And that is where you can go and browse all of the retreats that are set up for the year and just go ahead and sign up and register on your own. So here is the site right here. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go over a few crystals that can directly connect us either to the pink flame or the amethyst violet order. So first crystal we have is lepidolite. Lepidolite, purple, kind of roundish looking stone. You might see it with some white in it as well. So lepidolite, great for the crown chakra. This symbolizes peace and emotional balance, and it helps with dissolving negative emotions such as anger and fear. And it's also found in large pieces of quartz. So it's a very soothing energy and carries that vibrant lilac grandmother energy. So very good for soothing and emotional stability. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about this as well with the chakras real quick. So we mentioned the crown chakra and the higher heart chakra. So the crown chakra, located at the top of our head, is associated with the color violet. And with that, the crown is known as our gateway portal for our physical being to be able to be connected to our higher light. So with that being said, this seventh chakra or seventh dimension, the violet ray, is what allows us to be able to transition and transmute the signals of our lower dimensions transmuting up into the higher light. This is why we say transmutation through the violet flame, because what happens is through that gateway portal, we're able to release and transmute the energies down here in these bodies up into the higher source light field. And then it's vice versa. We receive our higher light source through the crown chakra down into our system. So that's why the crown chakra is important when it comes to this. and it represents the violet and amethyst order. So along with that, it's also our connection to our sense of feeling connected to the higher source or to our higher self and our guides. And when we have blockages, we feel disassociated from that connection. We feel lost. We feel depressed. We feel anxious. We feel like we don't have a direction and purpose in our life. Now, when it comes to the higher heart chakra, which is part of the 12 chakra system, this is right between the heart and the throat. And what this does is, this is the automatic releasing and transmutation center of our heart center of the human. So all the empathy and energy that we absorb as human beings, taking on people's shadows, taking on their flaws, helping hold space and helping them alchemize, we receive it through the heart center. And then through the heart center, it goes up to the higher heart, and it transmutes and releases back into pure source Christ energy. This is why the higher heart is known as the Christ center, and it's tied into that pale pink and aqua color, because it's that feminine side of releasing, surrendering, and knowing that we are divinely connected to the Christ consciousness of all existence. So we no longer need to hold people's problems. We don't need to hold their shadows. We can empathize and then release out of the higher heart chakra. And you empathize through the regular heart chakra. So I just wanted to cover that real quick. So the lepidolite helps the crown and the higher heart with the things that we just talked about regarding that crystal. Then moving on, we have fluorite. So rainbow fluorite. Rainbow fluorite is one of my favorite crystals as a Gemini due to its diversity. So rainbow fluorite is able to work with all chakras in your whole entire aura. And basically what it does is, it is a transmutation center or a transmutation stone. So it'll absorb energy and then it'll take it and it'll transmute it through the stone. Regular balanced energy again. So this is a beautiful, beautiful stone to have on you if you're just taking in the energy and alchemizing it, transmuting it, not holding on to it, not allowing it to get stuck in your aura field, but to allow it to process and clear into new form. Rainbow fluorite. Next we have ChristoLight. So ChristoLight is commonly a purple with also a little bit of ruby red color in it. I'm not sure how good you guys can see the tones, but ChristoLight's really good for connecting with your guides, connecting with ascended masters. I'm actually going to go ahead and look this up for you guys just to get another perspective of what ChristoLight is. So ChristoLight also helps with if I can find anything real quick. So it helps with divine love, helps it manifest into the earth, releases stress, and enhances your spiritual connection. All right. Next we have the OG rose quartz. Rose quartz pink ray. It's like the master of the pink ray, I'd say, when it comes to crystals. And for those of us that know rose quartz, it connects us to unconditional love, compassion, healing and loving energy, as well as feeling sympathy, as in allowing yourself to feel your emotions and to process them, and to not be afraid of feeling your emotions, but to embrace them and to allow them to pass and let go. That is the rose quartz. And then last one, also an OG, we have amethyst. And this is a chevron amethyst. There's different kinds of amethyst out there, but amethyst clearly is like one of the main OGs of the violet ray, the violet flame. And it helps with transmutation, helps with enlightenment. It also brings peace and tranquility. And it's a direct connection to the violet flame of Saint Germain. Rose quartz is one of my favorites to use if I'm connecting with Kuan Yin or Mary Magdalene. So those are a few crystals that you guys can use in your everyday toolbox when it comes to the pink ray, the violet, and the amethyst order. We've got amethyst, rose quartz, rainbow fluorite, sugarlight, and lepidolite. And one that I don't have on me that I'm also going to tell you guys about is rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite is a wonderful stone as well for that pink ray, higher heart chakra energy. All right, guys, let's go ahead and close out with our brief guided meditation, connecting us with these crystal, ascended master, violet, and pink ray energies. So feel free to go ahead and get comfortable. Begin to focus inward and draw your attention to your breath. Relax your body, your shoulders. Make sure you're not clenching your teeth. And relax your feet. And we're going to go ahead and journey for a few moments. We have the crown chakra bowl for the violet ray. Go ahead and begin to focus on the breath. Feel free to grab any of your crystals that we had mentioned. And if you want to, you can take a rose quartz or a fluorite, place it on the higher heart, right below the throat, hold it there. And then you can go ahead and take an amethyst or a violet stone and go ahead and hold it at the top of your head and hold it there. And relax your shoulders. And now we're going to concentrate on focusing on the breath, and just allowing this transmutation to take place in the higher heart and the crown, connecting our mind and heart connection, focusing on the breath. Breathing and surrendering, letting go of expectations, we are now calling in any of these guides that we have talked about today. And I'm going to call in Kuan Yin, my higher heart chakra, connecting with the rose quartz. And I call in Kuan Yin to help with softening my higher heart chakra so it may release and let go of any darkness or any shadows that I'm carrying for myself or others, allowing it to transmute into grace and mercy and into the pink ray of love. Simultaneously, I call in Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain, my crown chakra, utilizing the violet flame, helping cleanse and balance my violet crown center. Una yakuna te mayana shotono kayana te mumakate moashikia ta una ya tu aki ayakuka yena ta tutuba nena sotatema. Staying with the breath, feeling the grace sweeping through your being. Feeling the balance of feminine softness in the pink ray and masculine transmutation in the violet ray. Coming back to oneness. Letting go of grudges and seeing all as the one, flawed and perfect at the same time, as a mirror of who I am. I am grateful to be here, to exist and share life as the one source. When you're ready, with the loving embrace of our pink flame, violet and amethyst order guides, they embrace us with their gratitude and love as they welcome you to come forward, to open your eyes, to move your body, and continue on in your human journey. Thank you to our beautiful, beautiful co-creators of the pink ray and the violet amethyst order. And thank you to our God source, Mother, Father. Thank you all for being here in this present time, sharing this space, information. Please like, share, subscribe. Share this with a family member, friend, or community that would benefit from this. Yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, as we go through the third flame of our threefold founder flame, the golden order, and we talk about the golden ray of light. See you guys then. I thank you guys for all that you are as we continue along on this journey. With that being said, wholeness and balanced love. See you again. (2023) Mother Gaia, third dimensional planet, ascending. Thank you from the Sacred Light Broadcast Network and Sacred Light Productions for tapping in and tuning in to all live and replay content, holistic, conscious, for your empowerment. Tap in to the Christ light within. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember that you are the one that you have been looking for. Enjoy this content. If you would like to collaborate or receive production through myself, Marcus ChristoLight, direct message or email me at marcustut23@gmail.com to discuss details. Wholeness and balanced love. Ashe.